Hey guys, welcome to JPT. I'm Carson G and this is Just Plain Tech. In today's video, I haven't done a best budget video in a while, so we're going to do best budget SD cards. Taking a look at the best SD cards. We're taking a look at their quality, their speed, their storage space, and their price. There are some I've picked out that are pretty amazing. So we're going to go over those. So first I'm going to kind of explain what you need to look at when looking for an SD card, and then we're going to hop onto my computer and I'll show you the ones I've picked out that I think are good choices. So, first let's take a look at storage, which is what most of you are probably concerned about. Nowadays, most of the time, we need at least 32 gigabytes of storage at like the bare minimum for whatever we're doing. Although I'd probably recommend at least 64 or 50 gigabytes or something like that, but I'd say the bare minimum is probably 32 gigabytes. Now, if you're getting a 32 gigabyte SD card, there must be kind of a good reason for it. Because a 64 gigabyte SD card is generally $2 or $3 more than a 32 gigabyte SD card. So it's like an extra dollar for twice the storage space. So it kind of doesn't really make sense to buy a micro SD card of 32 gigabytes unless, say, like your phone, whatever you're trying to do with, whatever you're using the SD card for, such as your phone, single board computer, the Pine phone, whatever, like, if you're not, how do I explain this? Basically, if what you're doing only supports 32 gigabytes of storage space, then that would only be a good reason to do that. However, most of us would probably get 64 gigabyte. It's $1 or $2 more, and it's so much more space. We also got to look at the class, though. Most SD cards nowadays are Class 10, and Class 10 is pretty much the fastest SD cards that are reasonable, that pretty much the fastest SD card that an average person would use. So I'd recommend getting, it depends on what you're doing for what you're doing. I'd recommend getting a Class 10 anyway. They're pretty much all Class 10. If you're using a Raspberry Pi, I definitely recommend doing a Class 10 SD card. If you're just using it to store files on it, like your phone or something, that would it probably wouldn't really matter. The class wouldn't really matter if you're just storing files on there. However, if you're using it with your computer, it's probably just to store files on there. However, if you're using it with your phone and you're storing apps on there, you want those apps to load and run quickly, obviously. So, and they're pretty much running off the SD card if it's on the SD card. So then I'd recommend getting a Class 10 SD card for your phone. Now, say a micro SD card with an adapter for a normal SD card is cheaper than getting a normal SD card for that same storage space and same class. Would you, say for your computer, you have your computer here, would you just get a micro SD card with an adapter and put it in? Well, you could. Nobody's saying that won't work. Actually, I kind of am. It will work, but it's kind of a little bit sloppy. The right lock will get turned on sometimes, especially if you have a laptop like this that you take with you and you move it around all the time. Then it's gonna get tossed around. The SD card will get tossed around It will slide out of the adapter, stuff like that. You'll have to readjust it every time, and it's not super reliable. So, for a computer, I would just get a normal sized SD card for your computer if your computer needs it. But there are also some computers nowadays that come with micro SD card slots, such as Chromebooks. Chromebooks are one of them that come with micro SD card slots. Then you could just get a micro SD card. But I would get what works for your computer or your phone or whatever you're putting your SD card in. I would not get an adapter. That's kind of a bad idea. Alright, so enough of me talking. Let's hop onto my computer. I'll show you some SD cards that I think are good. And we'll go from there. Okay, so one of the sources you guys probably trust most is Amazon. Amazon is probably a trusted source to get SD cards. So we'll take this one for example. There are a few things that you're going to want to look at here. One, it's apparently on a deal right now, and so it's a 32 gigabyte micro SD card with an SD card adapter. So that's really nice. As you can see with that little logo right there, it's a class 10 micro SDHC card. So write speeds of 10 megabytes per second with read speeds of 80 megabytes per second, something like that. I'm not sure. But all I know is that the write speed is class 10. And class 10 is pretty much the fastest you can get. So it's only $10. It says 32 gigabyte SD card, but as you can see, it's a 2-pack. And it comes with two 32 gigabyte SD cards. And maybe if you bought two separately, it might be like $12 or something, but right here it's 10. And it also comes with a micro SD card adapter, so you can, if you have a regular SD card slot, such as your computer or something, you can plug it into that. But this micro SD card will probably be best for your phone or your camera or something. And then I would put, like when you're uploading stuff to your computer, I just put the adapter in your computer. So that's a good one. The link to this will be in the description of the video. Now let's go to this one. This one's really on a deal right now. So we're saving pretty much $9 or 35% off something that would be $24, but now it's only $16. This is a pretty good deal. NetTac is also a pretty good source to get SD cards from. As you can see, it's 128 gigabytes. So if you're putting that in your phone or something, make sure that your phone supports 128 gigabyte SD cards. But yeah, so it's only $16, and other 128 SD cards are often like $30 or $20. But this is class 10, which full HD 100 megabytes per second, I guess. I'm not sure if that's read or write speed. So this will work with anything. If you're planning to use an SD card for the Raspberry Pi, it is formatted as FAT32, but for those of us who know how to do it using a software called Gparted or something like that, we can format it to whatever file system we want. We could make it, like we could format it to ext4 and make it Linux only, or NTFS and make it Windows only. But FAT32, if you're putting it in your phone or your camera or something like that, or you want to be universal, FAT32 is probably the best choice, and you'll probably want to keep it as that. It will come as FAT32. Now we have another NetTac SD card here, class 10 full HD video. 64 gigabyte SD card, and apparently there's two 32 SD cards. And maybe if you bought two separately, it might be like $2 or something, but it's 10. So it comes with a micro card adapter, so you can, if you have regular SD cards such as your computer thing, you can plug to that. But this SD card will be best for your phone, your camera, or something. And then then when you're uploading stuff to your, I just put the adapter in your computer. So it's a good one. The link to be in the description of the video. Now this one's really on a deal right now. So we're saving much $9.35% off something that would be $4, but not $16. Pretty good deal. NetTac is a pretty good source to get SD from. As you can, it's 128 gigabytes. So putting that in your phone or thing, make sure that your phone supports 120 gigabyte SD. Yeah. So it's only $6, and 128 SD cards are often like $30 or $20. But this is S10, which full D 100 megabytes per second, I guess. Not sure if that's read or write speed. This will work with anything. If you're to use an SD card for the Raspberry Pi, it is formed as FAT32, but those of us who know how it using a software called GBID or something like that, we can form to whatever files we want. We could format it to ex4 and make it Linux only, or NTFS and Windows only. FAT32, if you're putting it in your phone or something like that, or you Universal 32 is probably the best, and you'll probably want to get as that. We'll count as FAT32. Now we have another NetTac SD card here, 10 full HDO, 64 byte SD card. Apparently there seems to be a coupon for it now, but this is also having a deal. Looks like there's $5 off, $10 for 64 gigabyte card. So you think this Gigastone like 32 gig pack is a waste? You only need one SD card, then this is probably the best thing for pretty much the same price. Alright, now this is probably a brand most of you will trust, SanDisk, but it's kind of normal price when it comes to 4 gigabyte SD. It's pretty much all clan, but this is 1 gigabyte micro card, and it does looks like it comes with an adapter, if that's good. Switch. If we go to specs, that's pretty much micro SD card. Micro SD XC is the best SD pretty much. Class 10, which is really speedy, work with a Raspberry Pi, and 64 gigabytes memory. And let's see, thing or whatever, but it looks like it's with an adapter. And right here it comes with an adapter. For some reason it doesn't, which probably because I'm on a sporter or our internet or whatever. Been a lot of stuff going on our internet. So yeah, so again, if you like say 2 phones that you're going to put a micro SD card, would probably be the best deal. However, if you put it in a computer that has a regular micro SD card slot, would not recommend putting a micro SD card, a regular SD card there as like a use for your computer. It's not reliable. It can always like toss, like when you move your laptop or something like that, it can toss around and you'll have to sit and blow it out all the time, and the right get pulled randomly. So it's really annoying. Trust me, you do not want it. If for your computer it has a regular SD card, I would recommend get a normal sized SD card rather than these are all micro SDs, but I'm sure you can get normal size around the same price, maybe an extra cents or dollar or thing. I'd recommend getting the type of SD card works. I wouldn't get an editor to use for it. I just the SD card to need, so that actually works in real. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.